So, not too long ago, I got an email from somebody that watches these YouTube videos, and it's great that they're actually paying attention. But the subject matter was, why are you not talking more about Colorado? Is it because the Buffaloes have fallen off the cliff? Is it because you have other teams that are more important? Is there a reason that Deion Sanders is no longer in the spotlight? Yeah, there's a lot of that, but I'll tell you the main reason why I don't talk about Colorado. This is exactly what I expected. If you're brand new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. I talk NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, but I love talking college football. And if this is the type of content you enjoy, this is the channel made for you. So hit the subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on the Buffalo moving forward. Tell your friends, your family, your sister, your brother, really everybody about this channel. Because if we get to 1,000 subscribers in the next 5 days, I will shave my head live on air. We do 3 live shows a week. Go ahead and hit subscribe. And let's talk college football. So Colorado is sitting at 4-5. They've now gone on a 3-game losing streak with games against Stanford, with games against UCLA, and then, of course, last week against Oregon State, albeit a close one. I mean, it was 26-19 final score. And a lot of changes have been brought up. Sean Lewis is no longer the only play caller. Pat Shurmur's now getting involved. But let me ask you something. What did I say about Colorado at the start of the year? And for those of you that listen to just saying it on Sports Map, I appreciate it. It means the world to me that I've had a following come over to YouTube. But I said that the start of the year, this is a roster that's going to finish about 4-8 and 5-7. Look at that. They lose their final 3 games, they go 4-8. They win one of their final 3 games, they go 5-7. They're right on schedule the way that I expected. I didn't think Colorado was going to be a team that beat TCU, but I did think that they were going to beat Stanford. So switch out that game. There you go. We're still on the same schedule. I thought they would beat Arizona State. They beat Arizona State. I thought they would beat Nebraska. They beat Nebraska. And I thought that they would beat Colorado State. I thought it'd be a bloodbath, but it wasn't. It went to overtime. You still got to win. Every other game has gone the way that I thought it would, except for the USC game where it nearly came down to the wire. But even then, I could have told you that if Deion Sanders dialed up in his queue the exact recipe that he wanted, it was at least going to be interesting. And we can agree, it was. But the notion that Colorado got all this preseason hype, that was not based off people who actually love and talk about the game for a living. Anybody that actually enjoys college football and understands the precipice of what the sport is knew that Colorado was probably going to be a roster that flirted at the end of the year with bowl eligibility, but it was all about building a foundation for 2024 and beyond. And that's exactly what Deion Sanders is doing. Deion knew that this was a team that wasn't going to be fighting for college football playoff aspirations, certainly not Pac-12 championship aspirations, but they just needed to find a building block of where they are showing success and where they can improve moving forward. And Colorado still is going to be one of the hottest beds when it comes to the transfer portal because who is running the show? Seriously, you get to play underneath prime time. Yeah, that means something. That carries a lot of weight that a lot of coaches will never be able to have in the same block as him. In fact, you can make an argument right now. Nick Saban, because of his championships, will be able to talk. Kirby Smart, because of his recent success, will be able to talk. And probably you throw in Michigan and Ohio State because of look at the branding that they've had for years and the success of the Big Ten, they can talk. And outside of that, Deion Sanders is pulling up the rear at the 5th spot. He's probably in the top 5 when it comes to coaches that people want to play for. Whether or not you agree that he's the best coach in college football, it's just the narrative and the notion of what we know. And again, they're still playing competitive football. But this was a roster that was built overnight. It's not like Oregon, who turned the corner last year after adding in a transfer quarterback in Bo Nix, but also fortified their trench play with offensive and defensive linemen. That's an area of weakness, and it has been all year for Colorado. So anybody who thought, well, they're going to be able to hold their own after beating TCU. For starters, it wasn't the same TCU team that took the national stage last year in Los Angeles. In fact, it was nowhere near close. Brand new quarterback, brand new running back, 3 new starting offensive linemen, brand new offensive coordinator. Your leading sack artist was gone. Your star linebacker was gone. And your number 1 defensive back was already in the NFL. It was never going to be the same, ever. So you can't say, oh, well, because TCU did it. And TCU, I might also add in, last year may have gone to the college football playoff. because of the transfer portal bode well in their favor, but they also lost some significant names. Ochon Mathis went to Nebraska. Zach Evans left to go to Ole Miss. And they still had a good foundation in place with Max Duggan, with Darius Davis, with Quentin Johnston, with Kendre Miller, with Steve Avila on the offensive line. Colorado overnight added in 80% of their roster through the transfer portal. And the other part of it was built in through a small recruiting class and the handful of names that Deion Sanders considered Louis. That was it. It was never going to happen that way. So I don't talk about Colorado because of I'm bored with them or that they're on a losing streak or any of that notion. There's a lot that they were always going to have to go through. And the adversity that right now they're facing is actually a positive, in my opinion. Most of these players are going to not want to feel this way ever again. And guess what? In the Big 12, nothing is guaranteed. You do realize that Arizona is coming with you. And Arizona right now has been rapidly improving every single year underneath Jed Fish. Utah's not going to go away quietly. Utah's going to run the show as long as Kyle Whittingham still is in the building. And you also have other teams on the come up, like UCF is going to be able to recruit well. I think the University of Houston, if they find a way to get the right people in the building, is going to be a powerhouse moving forward. TCU's got money on end because of NIL. They can recruit. So it's not just going to be willy-nilly, look at Deion Sanders coming on over and being able to say, oh, I'm the king of college football. No, it doesn't work that way. And the main thing is that right now, everybody who actually thought that Colorado this year was going to be a proponent all agreed. 4-8, 5-7. That's the record. So if you listen to outside noise, the people who were probably promoting college football with Colorado don't watch the game. They were looking at the branding. And the branding says, yeah, Deion prime time on prime time is going to be must-see television. In a sense, sure. But at the same time, you also have to take in consideration this was always just a testament to what Colorado could be. They're starting off strong. They have a quarterback that I think is going to return next season. And Shadur is going to have a phenomenal rapport with Travis Hunter, with Dylan Edwards out of the backfield, not to mention whoever the hell comes over in the portal. And yes, there will be plenty. There will be a ton of players that want to go underneath Deion, but it was always a testament that it was going to be a long season. The fact that they're 4-5 with potentially bowl eligibility still available is huge for the program's persona. But really, if we're being completely honest, nobody expected Colorado to be much. They're an up-tempo passing attack with a bunch of players that are going to create highlights, yet they still have defensive flaws and offensive line issues. They correct that, they might be a team to watch for in 2024. But it was always looking forward to 2024, not 2023. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.